Hello and welcome back to Yoga Pose of the Week. This week we're going to be talking about Hero Pose, also known as Virasana. So this pose creates a deep flexion in the knee, creating a maximum stretch to the knee and the muscles surrounding it. It helps to aid in digestion. It stretches the quadriceps, the ankles, and the spine. Can help improve your posture and mental focus. And it also helps to bring better circulation and blood flow to the entire leg. So it's a really great pose for a post run if you like to go running or jogging. Today I'm going to be showing a couple different variations. So I'm going to show you a supported version as well as a version without props or blankets. So I'll get you to grab a blanket or 2 blankets. If you don't have a blanket, you can use a folded towel, as well as something kind of firm like a yoga block if you have one, or a book. So you can grab those things and then just meet me back here. So to get started, we're going to take one of our blankets and we're going to fold it out, and we're going to set it onto the center of our mat here today. And you might have to fold it a little bit differently because it's going to depend on proportion and just your body leg length here. So what you want to do is be able to sit onto the blanket and have the ankles just coming off of the edge of the blanket. So perhaps bringing just like a cleaner edge, the folded side over, and having and allowing the ankles to fall off of the edge of the blanket. And then for our next position here, we're going to bring a block and place it just in between the heels. So block or book, having it kind of flat in between the heels. And from here we have our last blanket that we're going to position. I'll give a couple different choices of where you would like to put it. So if you're finding that the idea of even coming off of all fours here to sit down is kind of a struggle and sort of painful, then you can bring a blanket in underneath the knees just to relieve a little bit more pressure off of the knees here. So you can have it in to the back of the knees. Also, you can even roll this even more to create even more of a lift here to the back of the knees. And the other option is having it just placed at the base of the ankle here, so above the heel, to sit that way. So those are the different positions that you're going to have it in. Before we sit all the way down though, we're just going to come out of our tabletop position. We want to make sure that our knees and ankles are in line here. And then as we go to sit back, we want to move the fleshy part of the legs out a little bit to have a seat. So again, notice where you want to place this blanket, and then get ready to settle in for it and support it. We're just going to place the hands onto the knees, draw the shoulders down and away, and we're going to lift up through the sternum and the top of the head. Begin to engage through the core slightly, drawing it towards the spine. And take a nice inhale in through the nose, and then exhale it all out through the mouth. Just working on sitting up nice and tall here, focusing on the inhalation and the exhalation. And growing nice and tall from the base of the spine all the way up through the top of the head. Chin is tucked slightly, feeling a bit of elongation through the back of the neck. You can begin to slowly walk out of the pose, walking the hands forward. So that's the supported version. And to show the pose without the props, you can move the blankets aside if you don't want them. This pose is something that you might see in a public class quite often. So if you hear someone say they're going to go into Virasana or Hero's pose, and you feel that you prefer to have the blocks and blankets, just make sure that you have them nearby during your public classes, and you can make that variation for yourself. So again, you can either sit onto the block here or set it aside. Making sure that the knees are underneath the hip points, feet are in line with the ankles and the knees. And as you sit back, we're going to have a seat in between the feet here. Again, finding that nice uplift and into this pose here first. And then begin to notice and check in with the breath. Drawing the shoulders down and away. And you can come all the way out of the pose, come back in a seated, comfortable position. So it's recommended to hold this for about 10 to 20 seconds. And then of course if you want to hold it longer, go ahead, but just starting off with that as your base number. So if you have any questions, do just feel free to send me a message. Thanks so much for joining again here on our Yoga Pose of the Week, and we'll see you next week. Bye!